On the podcast this time out, I have Alex Spencer, a solo artist from Manchester. Young boy, he's only 18. He's been busking around Manchester since the age of 12 after attending some local mic nights when he was on holiday in Thailand with his parents. From leaving school at 16, within 6 months, he had played his songs for the Man City squad. As well as that, in that 6-month period, he'd been on Sky Sports News playing music and supported both Louis Dunford and Jamie Webster. In the 2 years since, he's released 2 EPs, and his third one completes this Friday, the 13th of June. You can get his EP, Where Do We Go From Here, on Spotify and all other streaming platforms. We spoke about all this, plus a lot in between, like featuring on the FIFA 25 soundtrack and lots more. It's a brilliant chat from a young guy that's got his head screwed on, is definitely going to go far in the music industry. I hope you all enjoy the podcast. Please keep liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing wherever you get your podcasts. But more importantly, enjoy.
Seasons look like changing, but the cold will stay.
On the podcast today, I've got Alex Spencer, a solo artist from Manchester. He's just informed me that this is his first ever podcast and he likes to talk, so this is going to be an absolute barnstormer. What I like to do, Alex, at the start is go right back to the start. What was life like for a young Alex growing up?
Okay, let me take you back. Right, it all began when I was 10 years old, I think. My dad got a guitar for his birthday, and he'd play the same songs over and over and over again. And it'd be like, I think he'd play some Stone Roses, a bit of the Lars, and a band called Pure Essence. And we, in the house, me, my mum and my little brother, we got tired of it. He'd play the same songs and he weren't very good either. So obviously I picked up a bit of the guitar. And then on a family holiday, we used to travel a lot around Asia. Around Thailand and India and Indonesia, and we'd go like backpacking out there for a couple of months. And I went to school in India, but I met musicians from all around the world. Like, so in Thailand, this little island in the middle of nowhere, we used to go to open mics, and it used to be a nice community of artists from all around the world, like from Japan, Africa, loads of the English lot, European, South America, you name it. And so I met like the session musicians for Pink Floyd back in the days. They really inspired me. A couple of people. There's this guy who he ran the open mic. He ran the bar called Irie Islands. And there's me, little Alex, 11, 10 years old, walking in with my first guitar. Like, can I play a couple of songs? And the first 3 songs I played was like Wonderwall, Oasis, Stand By Me by Benny King, and Three Little Birds by Bob Marley. And they're the first songs I learned. And every day I'd go back to this open mic night whilst I was on the island. And I got close with everyone. And this Japanese guy was insane jazz guitarist, but he told me he'd busked all around the world. So obviously it inspired me when I got back to Manchester that summer in 2019. I started busking in Manchester. And then since then, I got a name for myself. The last couple of years have just grown and grown and grown. But that's kind of where the music journey began and how it started. Lockdown was amazing for my music.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of getting out there on social media. Every Sunday I do a live stream for people playing covers, and it kind of built up, and then people kind of knew me as a busking kid, etc. And then it all kind of led into writing music and releasing, and ended up here it's doing well. It's
it's certainly doing well. So, like the busking, so the minute you picked up a guitar, was that fucking game over for everything else? Was that what you wanted to do?
Well, yeah, I was playing a lot of guitar, played a lot of sports, played football, rugby, but music always stood out as something that I did. And it was one of them, and I was never a singer, I was never a guitarist. Kind of just came together like that, as it does. So yeah.
And obviously you've mentioned Oasis, Bob Marley, stuff like that. So what was your influences
Well, I was so before when Gwynny sent me the link for this at the bottom, it talks about like the thing was going to be influences and heroes or something. So I made
Hmm.
a little list. So originally it was my dad's music, the 80s and 90s stuff. You have your Oasis, your the Lars, Stone Roses. Who else did I listen to? I made a list. Let me check. Because I always forget these. So, I love a lot of Ian Brown. The Beatles was a big inspiration when I first started. On that island on my 12th birthday, they gave me a book of every Beatles song in the world, like ever written. So tried to learn them all. But Beatles was like a really nice inspiration that inspires a lot of kind of the pop hits, don't they? They're staple.
Yeah.
But anyway, from there, kind of like I started listening to more music. Kind of my world of music kind of got a bit bigger. Started listening to like Arcade Fire a lot. Arctic Monkeys when I discovered that AM album. We always used to play it in the house. That's what changed everything, I think. That album 2013. That was amazing. And then I kind of started expanding my music knowledge, listening to a lot of like Catfish the Bottomman, Sam Fender, uh, like recently a lot of Fontaine's DC and Wonder Horse, as you are.
It
And then
seems to be, see, whenever I go to see like grassroots bands, that they're all into Fontaine's DC,
yeah,
like
yeah,
everybody's
they're just
covering
smashing it.
Fontaine's.
But also a lot of music I listened to, influenced from just growing up in my hometown, was a lot of rap music. And like I didn't go down the drill route, but a lot of grime and rap and like a lot of '90s hip hop, your
Hmm.
Tupacs. I also listen to a lot of Dave, Mac Miller. That type of lyrically, it's amazing because that's what I take inspiration for my lyrics as well, like storytelling and multi-syllabic writing. So yeah.
And so, whereabouts are you in Manchester? Are you right in the heart? Are you at
Yeah,
suburbs?
basically, I live like 10 minutes from the Etihad Stadium. I'm just like a
Right.
little suburb outside of the town. But it's not Manchester's very like small. Everything's close together. It's not like London. London's a mess. It's crazy. It's huge. You know, you can never like find someone on the street because it's that big.
That area around the Etihad, it's getting nicer and nicer in it as the years go on. I mind I
Yeah,
stayed in a hotel down there for the Stone Roses Heaton Park, and
yeah,
it looked rough, but it seems to be getting nicer and nicer every year.
yeah. They're doing it all up. They put a lot of money into it as well as the Cope Live as well.
Yeah.
It's getting nice around the Ancoats area. So yeah.
So obviously you mentioned like 12-year-olds. Were you at busking then at that age and round about Manchester?
Yeah, that's when it started in Manchester.
You must have made tons of money. A wee young boy with
Yeah,
that hair and all that. You must have made a fortune.
it's fair. I used to have short hair, but busking was like, yeah, I made some good money, and all that money I saved up, and now that's the money that I invest into my music. So I
Hmm.
own all my recordings, I own all my masters, which is key because it's like it's helpful in the future. So like we'll get onto this after, but obviously I released two EPs under an independent record label, but
Hmm.
I kept all my masters, so I own them, which is very important. But from busking, I was able to the money I made now, like I spend like I buy my own guitars with it, equipment. So it's like all like a cycle. I buy like make money, reinvest it, make more money, it's like a business in a way.
Yeah, well, I mean that's what you are. Essentially, you are a business.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, for your age, and when you're saying that like 12-year-old, you were already thinking like this, man. It's total head screwed on, man. That's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
my dad really helped me. Like, he just kind of guided me at that age because you have a lot of people trying to like, oh, can I manage your son? This and that. Can we do this? This. My dad kind of knew what road and it kind of helped me and guided me.
Hmm.
So he helped me a lot.
And you're at college as well. What you doing at college?
Yeah, so I'm at second year of college doing music production and technology. I've kind of finished now. It's like coursework based. I was supposed to be in today actually, but I just gave it a miss. I've got work to do.
Right.
But I finished this summer and then yeah, and then I'm a free man.
Brilliant. So, like, obviously, doing music production. So, like, looking at your EPs, your three EPs you've worked with Adam French.
Yeah.
So, like, doing this music production at college and working with Adam French, you've worked with basically all these releases. How does he help with your college work, and how does he help with the
Uh,
music?
well, like so this live sound course I do, it's good, but we're not learning a crazy amount. I'm learning more in the studio with Adam. Do you know what I mean? I'm there for hours watching the magic he does on the tracks.
Hmm.
Obviously, it kind of helps. Like for example, my last assignment from this year, it was me talking about my UK tour, my songs, like how I promoted them and how they were produced. So it's like basically, yeah. So it's like really nice to do production, also work with Adam, and like kind of mentors me and guides me and like teaches me. Because essentially in the future, I want to be producing my own tracks slash demos because you can save a ton of money, but also kind of I can know my own sound as well and I can
Hmm.
experiment longer. So instead of like passing it on to a producer who does it for a couple of days, I can spend like time and effort doing it myself. However, there's pros and cons to it because like other people hear differently, so it's good to have it on a few different ears on the mixes sometimes.
Yeah. I, when I was looking, I seen Adam French. Initially, I didn't know, and I thought that name rings a bell. And he
Everyone
obviously
says that.
we worked with Jack Jones on that Jack Jones solo album. I thought
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
an on for because that album's brilliant.
yeah. Honestly, wait, can you see me? Uh, Open it. Yeah, honestly, that album was decent. I've been working with Adam for many years now. Uh, he's mentored me since I mean like in 2000 summer 2022 me and Adam got together. I brought him one of my songs, A Night to Waste, and we
Hmm.
fixed it up a bit, and yeah, he produced it, and since then we've done all three EPs together, and it's kind of one of them where like we could have worked with loads of different producers, etc. But me and Adam stuck well together, so we're like, why ruin a bond that's already there? So since then, it's been me and Adam working together, and it's been amazing. We're going really well. And yeah, Adam used to be a solo artist a couple of years ago. He was signed to a major. I think
Hmm.
it's like an album or two under them, but he's kind of gone down more the production and songwriting route now. But I think he's got another album coming soon. But yeah,
Yeah, I was checking him out earlier, so I'm going to do like a deep dive into him at some point and maybe get him on if he wants a chat. Looking at your Instagram, so like your early Instagram, one of the early moments is with Man City 2022 when they won the league,
yeah,
and you're out there playing your songs to the players.
yeah,
Obviously, clearly a big Man City fan.
yeah.
I don't think it matters how big a musician you are. See when you kind of meet your football and heroes. What's
Yeah,
that like?
it was crazy. So I've been supporting City all my life. My dad's like a huge City fan. Uh, he used to take me to the games when I was younger. Uh, so then when obviously I started doing music and I was following City and kind of it crossed paths. Man City spotted me busking on the streets and they're like, Alex, do you want to come and play a few songs at our stadium? So then we built that relationship and it kind of was just like over the next following months, I kept working with them, more opportunities came, and the opportunities got bigger. So then one day they asked me, right, can you play for the UEFA delegates for the Man City Real Madrid match? So I played a couple songs and I played a song in Spanish because I'm fluent in Spanish. It was one of the Spanish Real Madrid theme tunes, but they asked me to play it in honor of them, etc. Because yeah, anyway, they loved it, and the is the chairman or he's the owner of Madrid, Florentino Perez, came over to me and gave me a massive hug, and he was like, "You're Spanish, like where you from?" I was like, "Barcelona," and he just turned around because, but Carl Doon, who's like one of the chairman at Man City, was like that brought them together really nicely, and then we went on to winning the Champions League that year, I'm pretty sure, which was amazing. But yeah, and then Man City, and then kept going, and I got asked to play a couple of tunes for them before they got on the Champions Tour bus when we won the league.
Hmm.
And it was really last minute because we got a call up, and it was the last game of the season, and if we had to win that game to be the champions, and I got a call up saying like if we win the game tomorrow against Aston Villa, uh, Alex, we want you to come down to the football museum, play three songs for the squad before they got on the bus. Anyway, we were losing the game and we weren't going to win it, but we came back and it was a really last minute win. Next day after school, I was in year 10, I think. My mum and dad picked me up from school and we went to town and I was there and I played two songs for them. It was Hey Jude and Don't Look Back in Anger. And the Man City squad loved it. Pep loved it. And it just kind of went viral on Instagram, which kind of helped me boot my music. And yeah, it was cool. It's like I don't associate myself with football a crazy amount. Obviously, City is my team. Like Sam Fender's got Newcastle, and who's got someone's got Aston Villa. It's one. I think it's not ACDC. It's Black Sabbath. I don't know. One of them anyway. Like the
Well,
foot.
that's it. I mean, I was listing them. Obviously, you played with a couple like Louis Dunford at Arsenal
Yeah,
and Jamie
yeah,
Webster at Liverpool. It's there is that connection though with the music and the football, and I
yeah,
always think when a football team's doing well, usually the music scene's vibrant as well.
yeah. Exactly.
Like
So
you see that with Newcastle with the rebirth for them and
yeah,
Sam Fender and Andrew Cushion. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's kind of it is synonymous. They do go hand in hand.
Yeah, definitely. They come together really nicely. But me, like playing for the City squad and working with City was great for me because that's my club, and it's like all comes together nicely. And it was just a dream come true being able to play for someone like, do you know what I mean? People I've looked up to watching on the pitch for years, like Kevin De Bruyne. He was playing my guitar, and we had a jam together, and it was just like, do you know what I mean? Surreal. So that
Yeah.
was a real staple moment of like the journey on my career. So yeah,
And obviously, and amongst all that, you mentioned like community school. So at that point, you're still in school. So
yeah,
like that takes us into 2023 when you released the first EP. Some of this might be a bit muddled because I was doing all the research today, but finished school. Um, After you finished school, you were playing live on Sky Sports News,
So are you ready? That was exactly 1 year ago today. No,
right?
it's not 1 year ago. That was like 2 years
Two,
ago
two
today.
years,
Yeah, I was live on Sky Sports News. So it was just before my GCSEs. I dropped two singles. So my second ever single, uh, One Way Ticket. And obviously from working with City, I don't know how it came about. I got a message saying like Alex Spence, like, oh yeah, because it was the final FA Cup City v Liverpool, or it was the Premier League, one of them. And they
hmm
wanted me to come in and play a song and talk about my music journey and how I've worked with City. And it was a call the day before, and the next day me and my mum got up at 3 in the morning, drove to London for the interview, and it was amazing. The Sky Sports thing, it kind of brought me a lot of traction, and then that led to obviously like me releasing. I think that summer of 2023 was really good for me because there was a lot of hype building, like this new young 16-year-old artist coming through the scene. Like obviously I'd been in the scene in the past, but as the busking kid, now I'm finally releasing music. I had three singles out over that summer of 23.
yeah,
And then from there, it kind of was like, shit, something's happening with my music. And then in a way, it kind of, yeah, that led to me I started playing live properly. Like I had my band behind me. Then yeah, we can get onto it in a minute, but obviously I did my first headline show. I supported some amazing artists, and yeah,
yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, and early on, you had support like for releasing the tunes that year. Radio X, XS Manchester, Clash Magazine, BBC Six, even
yeah,
the mayor and Andy Burnham was a big supporter.
yeah,
So
and it still is. It's
and even
great.
like looking through your Instagram now, like all these institutions still supporting you now. So like that backing right at the start has obviously been integral.
Yeah,
And I, as you say, supporting. So obviously two of the ones you mentioned, you supported Louis Dunsford,
yeah,
and you supported Jamie Webster in November that year. You
yeah,
won your Manchester headline at the Deaf Institute. Bearing
yeah,
in mind, all of this is like less than 6 months after you left school.
yeah,
So
literally.
how did you kind of how did you cope with that? Did it just kind of come naturally doing all
It,
this?
it came really naturally, and I don't think I was as stressed as I am now with it all. I feel like I had the songs written the summer before, so I didn't have to worry about getting the songs done or produced. They were already. It was kind of just a bit of promo uh, and gigging, and yeah, it was just it came really naturally. And as you know, the older you get, the quicker everything goes. But I'd left school. I had an amazing summer. Uh, and from September I started college, so that was kind of new, like meeting new people and college has been great. Like it's gone so quick. It's already been 2 years, which I find mad. But I've met so many people. Which it's all been about the social life. That's been the best thing ever. But
Mm.
yeah, and then talking about those 6 months after I left school, kind of just flew really. Deaf Institute sold out really quickly. My first headline show, that was 260 people, which was a nice beginning. And then yes, supported Jamie Webster and Louis Dunford, and it was just great to start getting around the country, supporting artists and getting my name around. And then from that winter onwards, like I released my first EP, which went down great. And then that was kind of a great start. And then it just began fresh from 2024. And then, yeah, how it's gone. So, yeah.
So, as a solo artist, then supporting they two specifically, what do you take for that? Do you kind of are you watching them and kind of taking any inspiration for what they're doing? Because I mean they're only maybe 3 or 4 years ahead of you, so it's
Yeah.
not really that long, but obviously they are that bit more established.
Exactly. Well, it's like the main thing from doing a support act, which I find at the minute is probably the reason I'm here now is because I've been given opportunities to support artists. The best thing, you build new fans. Like I feel like one thing I've got about me that people say is like my energy and my charisma, and like I can talk, I can work a crowd on stage. And I thank my younger self for busking because that's how I learned to work a crowd on the
Mhm.
streets. Was the hardest crowd ever. So from supporting these artists, I'm on stage playing music. I'm winning them over. Like people follow me. So that's the great thing because I get new fans every night from supporting artists who are gonna come and buy tickets to see me at my own headline shows. So that's been great. And then I've realized from watching artists that I support and just going to gigs in general, like that I learn a lot from them. So I don't just go to gigs anymore just to watch the music. I kind of like take it to the next level and I inspect what goes on. I look at who's in the band, what amps they've got, the back line, what he does on stage, how he talks to the audience or she, or like what the crowd do. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I take before my tour, I went every day. I was going to watch a gig, and taking inspiration, and then I put that into my just headline tour, and it took it to another level. So yeah, it's like it's crucial. But support, being a support act is like some say it's great. Some people say, oh, people talk over you, but it just depends how you are on stage. You got to win the crowd over in the first song, and then once
Yeah.
you've got it in the palm of your hand, then you can cruise from there because the crowd are going to listen to you if you're up on the stage and you do it right. So you got to take that opportunity and like make the most of it.
Yeah, you need to be confident, didn't you? I've seen Louis Dunford last year, the end of last year.
Yeah.
No, April. It'd have been when the album came out,
Oh,
and he had that young boy Jasper
that's
Hodges
fun,
supporting
yeah.
him.
Oh,
Uh,
Jasper's a
Brilliant
legend.
support, man. Absolute brilliant support. And the minute he came on stage, he had the crowd in the palm of his hands. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, exactly. Like honestly, you've got to do it. Jasper's a super sound kid. He's been grafting away. Uh, Jasper first like discovered me. I think he messaged me on Instagram when he just started. He had maybe 100 followers, and you could just tell he wanted something. And he'd message me ask for advice every day, and we wrote a couple of tunes together. But yeah, but it goes to show like on stage, you just got to be confident in that first song, and then you'll win them over, and then you can go on your own tours. So, yeah. But anyway, where are we now? End of 23, start of 24.
Yeah, so 2024, I mean, started it with supports with Miles Kane,
Yeah,
absolute icon,
yeah,
one of my heroes. So 2 nights with him again, a guy further on in his career.
yeah,
So what's the kind of difference looking at him? Because obviously he's got so many folks supporting him. I think Brooke Combs supported him as well. So a lot of the guests I've had have been under the wing of Miles Kane at some point.
yeah. Uh, 2024 was like it's gone so quick. I feel like I can't remember anything of it, but it's just gone so quick. But it's been amazing. But 2024, it started off February. It was my first ever time playing in London, and we got to play 2 nights at the iconic Electric Ballroom with Miles Kane. And that's when I started seeing things like changes in like we're in London, but like this music scene is like the world is huge and there's so much to see it. And like London was the first time I started meeting industry people, seeing how it kind of is on the road, kind of learning. But it was an amazing 2 nights, and them shows were crucial for me because I picked up some of the most core fans out from them two shows. So since that show now, I must have a couple of hundred of proper fans because whenever I go back to London, it's always those same fans coming to my shows. But
Brilliant.
yeah, those shows were amazing. Miles was really nice. The Royston Club run support too there. But yeah, it was great. And I'm trying to think what else happened. We were, yeah, 20, sorry, that Miles Kane show. It was our first time coming to London and we didn't have a tour van yet. We were still going old school in the cars. But
Mm-hmm.
we were building the band. I had a keys player start joining us, who's now my current keys player, Harrison. But keys have been really staple in my band as well. It's kind of set me apart from just the guitar stuff. So yeah.
Well, let's talk about that then, building the band, because obviously that was like a big thing for Jamie Webster. Andrew Cushion's always talking about kind of the transition for just a guy and a guitar to building that backing band round about you. So how did you kind of get the group round about you?
Well, so I'd always do my stuff on my own when I was busking. And in lockdown, Will, my drummer, Will has been with me from 2020 to 25, the last 5 years. Uh, we just like connected and then we said like, should we have a jam? So we were jamming and kind of worked. And since then, Will has been by my side. Over 2022 and 2023, I had like bass guitarist and guitarist, but as it does, obviously stuff crumbled and it didn't happen. But Will stayed with me. Then I met this bass guitarist called Drew because we were at the point now where it's me and a drummer. We kind of need we're going to be playing bigger gigs now. We kind of need to level up. So
Mm-hmm.
Drew, bass guitarist, uh, he was amazing. He was young. He was 3 years younger than us, but his musical skills and knowledge and the way his brain worked was amazing. And he played with us right up until uh, mid 2024. But what happened with Drew was that he was just too young and he couldn't commit. Like we were started touring and he had school and yeah, I think he
Yeah.
went to a private school, so school had to come first. But it was one of them, but it was amazing. And then we met Harrison in summer of 2023 as well. So like we were talking, that summer and winter 2023 was crucial. I started building up band and then for the mid 2024. Sorry, I'm waffling loads of dates right here, but
Mm-hmm.
the band ended with meeting Annabelle at college. We were in class together, and I needed a bass guitarist. And to be fair, she didn't really play bass. She was more of a like guitarist, but she knew the simple root notes for now. Anyway, we got her on, and her voice is amazing, and we all look great as a band. And her first show with us was it Sound City? No, first show with us. Yeah, we did Sound City Festival in Liverpool, and we played the Lead Mill in one day. How crazy is that? And that was her first show, and
Yeah.
she played Harris. But that was amazing. That was with the Royston Club. But yeah, it's crazy, and that's kind of how the band built, and it's been amazing. Like they don't come in the studio with me because we've got such a small studio. However, like when we're building our set, we kind of all do it together. Uh, I kind of know what I want, but they add the little bits in. But obviously, it's me, solo artist Alex Spencer, but I stick with the same band like Sam Fender does,
Mm-hmm.
or like Andrew does, or Jamie Webster does as well. So yeah.
You look at, oh, I'm fascinated with the Liverpool stuff because like Jamie Webster and Brooke Combe and all these, they all seem to share the same
Yeah,
band. Like they all kind of jump about from band to band, man. It's
yeah, it's mega. Because they're all signed to Modern Sky, which was my old record label.
mm-hmm.
So obviously that community is amazing because it like Liverpool's even smaller than Manchester. Everybody knows everyone, and there's so many great musicians, but it's a nice hub. So yeah, it's Brooke and Jamie's band, and then you got the Murphy brothers. Uh,
Yeah, they seem to be involved in everything.
they're doing everything from
One of
bloody
them in the Lathams, is there no?
yeah, he does Lathams, he does Jamie Webster's, Brooke Combs, and he does everyone. But yeah,
Yeah,
and then you've got like a few more. You got guitarists, and then there's another band, but literally everyone shares the same band, which is cool. So
yeah. So I saw obviously dates are muddled a bit. You had Mayor Louis Dunford support as well, as you mentioned, Royston Club, and then we touched on the Lathams there. So you ended up supporting them at their big Wigan
yeah,
homecoming show.
so So before that Wigan show, so I had the Royston Club stuff in May. So that was a hectic time for me between April and June 2024. I was like, so I just did Miles Kane stuff, Louis Dunford. I did a bit more of a UK tour with Royston Club. So that was my first time actually doing several dates on the trot. So
Hmm.
I can see over the years now we're building. So now I'm doing like, I did Sheffield, Liverpool, Edinburgh, and London with them, which was the best shows, one of the best shows I've ever done. And it was amazing. Around that time, I was releasing singles for my second EP. I'd released Love and Let Go, Fear Will Kill the Future. Nightmares was released. So during that time, after the Royston Club shows, I did my second ever headline show at the Manchester Academy 3, which sold out, and that was amazing. And then that day, I released Nightmares as well, uh, which was amazing. And like you said, then it led up to played a few more shows over summer, and it led up to that Robin Park show supporting the Lathams, Jake Bugg, and Brooke Home. And yeah, that was like another staple moment in the building of my career. Like built so many new fans and relationships, and it was an insane show. It was the next level. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that, I mean, that then kind of gets you into festivals and all that. Once you start playing the outdoor hands, and it gives you the bug to play the festivals.
Yeah,
Obviously,
definitely.
the EP was completed in July,
Yeah.
and then according to your Instagram, you went traveling Europe,
Yes. So uh,
interrailing.
it was amazing. So I dropped. So basically, I supported the Lathams on. It was July the 19th. Didn't sleep that night. July 20th, I flew from Leeds to Paris, and that's where my Interrail 40 days began. So I said bye to my mum and dad. Me and my mates set off. We had like a big traveling backpack, and we were Interrailing around Europe. Proper budget. We were only 17 still, so we couldn't stay in hotels and hostels. And we were skinny, we couldn't afford that. So took camping equipment and we camped around the whole of Europe, which was amazing because, yeah, I spent the whole of summer traveling. We learned so much. So much went wrong. We spent nights on the streets. We spent nights in. We jibbed our way into nice hotels. We lived life. Honestly, we wild camped in the middle of Switzerland in the mountains where we were rained down on, and and then the other dates we would stay in the desert, and it was just like it was crazy. It was like we went everywhere around Europe. It was probably one of the most hectic interrail experiences ever, but we proper made the most of it. And
It
that got me
must
a lot
as
of
well.
experiences.
It must as well with that as well. That must then create content and inspiration for future songs.
Yeah, exactly. Like content's everything, as you know. But I got a lot of content, and I filmed the whole of it just for experiences for myself and memories
Mhm.
because now I can look back on it. And now, if I ever need to do a post with scenic landscapes, I can go back and get the videos from that. So you've always got to think ahead. But that obviously gave me experience to write songs for now and for songs in the future. But obviously, I wrote my song Bucket List, which is about that kind of idea as well.
Mhm. And um, after that, like coming back for Europe
Yeah.
in October that year, you done like your headline tour.
Yeah. So we
Um, Liverpool, Glasgow, London, Leeds, and neighbourhood festivals. So obviously Glasgow, you played the Arctic, which
yeah,
I've seen a few. I've seen trampoline in there.
yeah,
Um, nice wee intimate venue.
is.
Um, so what was it like? Was that the first time you played Glasgow?
So I'm trying to think.
Obviously, you played Edinburgh the year
Yeah.
previous, but there's nothing better than Glasgow.
Nah. So I got off this trip, September rehearsals. September kind of what happened? I started fresh. I kind of from that. I finished my two EPs, and then I went independent with my music. Uh, I got offered an album deal, and I didn't want to do it because I don't want to rush for that. You only get one shot at your debut album.
Hmm.
So it was like, you know what, we'll do better independent now because yeah, it'll be great. And then obviously when it comes to the debut album, we'll see what happens. But so
Who
there
was offering the album deal? Was that with Modern Sky
that
as
was
well?
Modern Sky, and they were amazing, Dave and Alfie. Like they're really nice, but it was just something I didn't couldn't commit to. So we just kind of parted ways like that, and then my new journey began as an independent artist, which there's pros and cons to. But in my case, it's been really good. I feel like you shouldn't rely on anyone in the music industry. you've got to kind of work hard yourself. Uh,
Yeah.
in this October, it was kind of the first little run of shows I've done headline around the UK. Liverpool, that was amazing. We played Leeds, was great. Glasgow, yeah, so we were talking about that. It was my first ever gig in Glasgow. And I was scared, obviously, because it's like never been to Glasgow. We're doing a headline show. And obviously, it weren't crazy busy. It didn't sell out, but there was a few people in there. But for my first ever like show in Glasgow, it went great. Do you know what I mean? So I couldn't complain. And then obviously we'll talk about it in a minute. But after that tour, I go into playing King Tut's a year later, which
Mhm.
was next level. I'm telling you. But anyway, that tour was amazing. Neighborhood, it was neighborhood and the city was great. And yeah, and then around that time, let's talk about it. The FIFA thing happened.
Yeah, well, that was next on my list, obviously, with Nightmares, which you mentioned earlier. So that's when you know you've made it. I mean, Sam Fender's got a FIFA track. I'm sure the Snuts have got one. So once you're on a FIFA soundtrack, you're on the right path.
Yeah, you are on the right path. Like, doesn't mean you've made it, and it doesn't mean you're a millionaire, but it's giving me a nice like grounding and like kind of a nice boost up to the next level because it'll set me apart. It'll kind of make me more contacts and kind of boost my numbers. But it was really good, this Nightmares thing. So I found out that I got my song on FIFA, or the ideas of like it's been pitched about a year ago now. But it was nothing was confirmed until June. Oh, so actually no, it was confirmed about July 2024, but I had to keep my mouth shut until October time, which was hard. But I told a few people. But anyway, we announced it and it was amazing. And the love I got from it was great. And obviously, it shot everything up, my numbers and all that. But how I like to say it is it kind of gave me a nice start with my music because it's like so many other iconic artists have started by getting this song on FIFA. So it kind of makes me look at like, so I've got my song on FIFA, now I can like do more of it. But it was amazing. It opened me up to a new fan base all around the world. It's kind of the best promotion you can get. I'm getting
Well,
people, it's
that's it.
amazing.
I mean, there'll be people that play FIFA that are probably no like major music fans. That's maybe where they get their music is for just playing
Exactly.
that.
Exactly. So it helps me sell tickets and it's going to help me get to America and Europe. I think that's my goal in the future, but that's what's going to help me. But then I got a lot of press opportunities from it. But it's just nice to say I've got my song on FIFA because it was my dream to get it. And I looked up to Sam Fender, who got Play God on FIFA. And I was like, I want to do that one day. And it's just, I still can't believe it happened. Like, it's mental. I've actually got my song on FIFA. I can't believe it. It's like something that's like, it's like once someone becomes a, this is crazy. And I've talked about this so much, but it's like the meaning of life is like when is enough. This was my dream, and
Mhm.
obviously you still you can't comprehend it. So now you want to go for another dream, but it's like it's mad. You get it with people saying one day I want to play the pyramid stage. So they play the pyramid stage at Glasgow, and then they're like, right, what's next? So it's just and they still can't comprehend it. But it's mad. But yeah, it was amazing having my song on FIFA. Biggest
Brilliant.
dream ever.
And a busy end to the year as well. In December, lots of support. Supported the Rowan people at the Ritz in Manchester. I was speaking to the lead singer last week. They were supporting Andrew Cushion up in Glasgow. So
Yeah,
speaking to him about getting him in the podcast, he goes with Meg Wynn, didn't he?
yeah, Charlie.
Yeah, so I was
I've been following them
speaking
for a
to
while.
him.
But yeah, they got me on to main support at the Ritz, which was really good. Ritz is a beautiful venue. Like I supported Seb Lowe there in April of that year,
Mhm.
2024, and that's my dream venue to headline in Manchester at the minute. And I think I want to make that happen I think 2026 will be the year I do it. But yeah, Rolling People was sound.
Yeah, so supported them. Supported the K's at Blackpool Tower.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That was really good.
And you supported another guy that kind of started the same as you at Buskin, Dylan John Thomas. You supported him
Oh,
in
I
Birmingham.
keep forgetting. Yeah,
The,
that's. I mean, I've so much has happened that I'm forgetting. That was such a good show, and yeah, Dylan John Thomas. I love his music. I watched his set the other day at Neighborhood. But yeah, we spotted him in Birmingham. So like towards the end of 2024, it was like me getting around the country a bit more, playing new territories, and building my fan base. It's all about building those core fans. But yeah, it was a nice end. It was a nice round off in December.
Yeah. And then obviously 2025 starts off where you ended up in Thailand playing a
I ended,
festival.
I ended up in Thailand. Yeah, so
What a start to the year that is.
yeah, 2025 started fresh. Uh, so I was telling you before, I used to travel around uh Asia with my family when I was younger. So we hadn't been in a couple of years because of COVID and etc. But this was the first time in years where we went back, visited Thailand. I went back to my roots where I started my open mic nights.
Hmm.
That's where it all began. And yeah, it was an opportunity to kind of get content, write music whilst I was out there. And it turned into playing gigs every night and playing festivals around the country. So that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, you can't think of a better setting to be playing your music than it there.
Exactly. And it's
That
like,
time of year. What else would you be doing back home in the start of the year here? It'd be passing it down, wouldn't it?
yeah, honestly, it was terrible. And I was lucky to be away. Very lucky. I got a nice time. And I feel like it's just so chill out there. You can jam with any musician. And it's like one of them, like, doesn't matter who you are out there, music's music. So you're not gonna get like the lead singer of a big band saying, "Oh, I'm him." Like, do you know what I mean? Treat me differently. No, even if you're like Sam Fender, or even if you're like bloody, I don't know off the top of my head, like I don't know, someone big though. Even if you're them and you go into Thailand, it's still chill. You're gonna be jamming by the beach or in a cafe, and that's what it was like. And it's so nice because that trip really helped. That trip has kind of like brought my guitaring back to life,
Hmm.
inspired me now a lot more on the acoustics of songwriting. And I've never been a proper guitarist, but I'm taking it to the next level now. Like I was with played a show in London the other night, and session musician for One Direction and Niall Horan was there watching me, and he was like, "Alex, like you played some guitar there, but I need to see you rip out a solo." So that's next on my list because I've never done solos and stuff, but I'm gonna start going a bit more lead with it, like what Alex Turner does.
Right.
But anyway, the trip in Thailand was amazing, and yeah, it was the experience, songwriting, and content. And then yeah, and then I got back to Manchester, and it kind of started off when I kicked off the new campaign with Wake Me Up. So
Hmm.
that was the first single from my third EP now.
Yeah, and that so the EP comes out, the full EP comes out June the 13th.
Yeah,
So looking forward to that. Obviously, before like you touched on King Tut's, so in April you done your UK tour, Bristol, Birmingham, London, Leeds, Newcastle, Manchester, Gorilla, and Glasgow King Tut's. I think I seen your video a couple of months ago. You were looking for supports. I think I replied because I was managing a band and we were trying to get on that King Tut's one, which we never got on. But King Tut's iconic. Obviously, the band I was talking about, they've played it twice. They've been gone for just over a year, and they played King Tut's twice, and it's massive. But for a guy from down south coming up, obviously for Manchester as well, it's
yeah,
quite iconic for yourself because of the Oasis thing. So I
yeah.
talk us through a bit of King Tut's.
Well, basically, this tour we kind of took it to the next level. Uh, I got obviously a new team on board, and they pitched me out. They pitched me out the tour, and I was shitting it because it's like I'm playing some cities headline shows, and they're not really. Obviously, they're small venues, but like you're talking like between 150 and 300 cap venues. So it was like, geez, different level, and it's proper professional now. We've got a tour van and this and that, and I didn't actually think I could like get that many people to my shows, but it was amazing. And the tour started in Bristol, and each night it just maybe I was like, wow, every night I had full rooms and it was just
Mhm.
crazy that I was like, shit, I've actually got fans, I think, because I've got people turning up to my shows singing my songs every night and it was mental. And yeah, Bristol was amazing. Birmingham, a bit of a tougher crowd, but I'll work on it. London was class. Leeds, amazing. Glasgow, King Tut's, here we are. So what happened with Glasgow? I was shitting it because my last Glasgow show, obviously, like I said, weren't as good. The vibe wasn't as great. Uh, However, so I was just like, I didn't know what to expect. We know tickets, like they capped it off that night. So the main cap normally is like 300 or something.
Hmm.
So they closed the balcony bit, obviously, but we sold out the main bit, which was a big accomplishment for me because in Glasgow, first time King Tut's. And my dad said to me, like, even if like it's not as good, remember Oasis, he always tells me the Oasis story. Because we didn't know how many tickets were sold, but it was great. Anyway, we came on stage, it was electric, crowd was full, and I was like, wow. Firstly, I want to say it's a beautiful venue. It's so well established, taken care of. The staff are so nice. The sound's insane. Anyway, we played it, and one of the best crowds ever. Like we could tell, we've actually got fans now in Scotland, uh, singing all the songs, chanting "Here we fucking go." Uh,
Yeah, yeah, everybody gets that.
and yeah, they loved it, and it was amazing. And obviously, that leads to now playing Transmit this July, which I'm really privileged to be playing because it is a big festival, I'd say, biggest thing in Scotland, isn't it? One of the biggest in the UK.
Yeah, obviously it came for the kind of Ashes of Tea in the Park, which
Yeah,
I've never been to Transmit. I went to every Tea in the Park, but it's kind of Transmit's kind of changed it as a younger audience,
definitely.
and it's nice to see somebody like yourself on because I kind of thought for the last few years it's been pretty much the same artists every year, so it's nice to
Yeah.
get some new talent. It'd have been nicer to see Kneecap right enough, but they've been taken off the bill for whatever reason.
Oh no, I saw
Um,
something like that. It's terrible that.
but I obviously King Tut's as well. The that wee green room, it's quite wee in it. You
So
must have
nice.
bumped your head on that slanted ceiling a couple of times.
It's really nice, honestly. One of our favorite shows on the tour. It was yeah. They take care of you so well. Glasgow's really good. Do you know Ben Walker, the
Uh-huh.
musician? So me and Ben have become like good friends over the last couple of months. So he was on tour with Ocean Colour Scene that same night, but he came to visit us. So before the show, he took us around Glasgow, uh, and we had a little like warm up together, and a little jam. But yeah, it was such a good show.
Yeah,
I've never.
Ben's a nice lad as well. Did a lot with Kyle Faulkner. And have you been out there? Have you thought about going out to La Sierra?
I think I was speaking to him. I'm gonna go this summer and do the songwriting camp with him, and we'll host it. So that's gonna be good.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant.
But yeah,
You could take
Transmit.
some amount of artists there as well.
Yeah, it's going really good. It's really good to like help new upcoming songwriters and musicians kind of like work with other people because as good as it is just like do it all on your own. No, I think it's another level working with other artists because
Yeah, you're always going to learn something from somebody else. I mean, they've got, I think coming up is they've had Jamie Webster and Justin Hawkins for The Darkness. I think coming up they've got Dave McCabe for the Zootons.
yeah,
They've got somebody for Mystery Jets, and they've got Danny McNamara for the Embrace.
right.
Got lots coming up, man.
Yeah, definitely it's
Um,
really good. But Ben just said, yeah, come fly out and it'll be good. But onto the thing about Transmit, it's one of them where it's like you said, it's gone a bit mainstream, but it's a festival where like not many indie artists play really, like at my level. So
mhm.
I was so lucky to get the offer through. But I think it's kind of good because I think I want to fall into the indie pop type thing, snuts type thing. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to. I'm not really like an indie brick wall lad type of artist.
Mhm.
I'm experiment with my music. Like my new songs are going to a different level with stuff like with there's electronic elements and poppy a big chorus elements. So anyway, I think that's why helps me get onto Transmit. But this year, festival wise, I've not got a crazy summer, but I'm playing like I've played Neighborhood Weekend last weekend.
Mhm.
It's amazing. And I've got Transmit and Together Again and a few other smaller ones. But for my first year of festivals, I can't complain. Like it's amazing. And I think
The neighborhood one's really good as well. Like, I look at that lineup every year. Neighborhood's lineup's brilliant.
yeah,
Kevin
yeah,
Collin as well. They've usually got a good lineup. They seem to be the ones that I like. With the big ones, obviously. Um, like Glastonbury. If you're not playing Glastonbury this year, are you?
no, no.
So you get a there's a year break next year. So
So hopefully the
laser
year
focus
after,
for the return.
yeah. So I think for the return, that's going to be my year. But like festival wise, like we said last year, we said this year might be the year. But to be fair, it's good to wait because let's save. We could have got some other festivals, but my agent was like, let's save some for next year because obviously you don't get it every year on the trot. So obviously around maybe my debut album year or if I've got more music, that'll be the year I play more festivals. So next year will be the year I do more, and then I'll do the return for Glastonbury. I'll play. I don't know what stage. There's like the other stage, pyramid stage one day. But
Brilliant.
yeah,
So obviously, as I mentioned, the EP completes on June the 13th. So for anybody that's no heard you, how would you describe this EP? What sort of things they can expect?
so,
Obviously, there are a few tracks already out, but sell yourself to the audience.
well, so this EP, my third EP. Where do we go from here? Uh, I feel like I've took it all to a next level. So my first two EPs were tunes I wrote in high school. I wrote about some amazing things, but it was more of just like writing pop indie bangers. I was a bit naive on the world. Now this EP I've kind of took to the next level. I've really thought about the songwriting, the production, the marketing around it, and the look and the feel. And it's a 5-track EP. It's got Clouded Thinking, which was my most recent single, which I just wrote. Where Do We Go From Here, which is a brand new single. Pessimistic Nobody, which I'm not going to ruin, but it's different to what I do. Bucket List and Wake Me Up. And I'd say, to be fair, like this whole EP is different to what I've done in the past. And I'm so glad that I'm always changing it up because it's like I'm a young artist. I'm okay to experiment with different types of music because do you know what I mean? It's like you've got to do that. If you're gonna stay in the same lane, you're not gonna
Mhm.
make it big. Do you know what I mean? So I've experimented, and there's a lot of different aspects in there. Uh, where do we go from here? Is got some house and electronic elements in it. I'd say it's a proper indie pop banger. It's got a lot of inspiration from the Snuts actually, because they're kind of doing that type of thing as well. Uh,
Yeah, which is a bit. There's that kind of connection there as well because obviously they've done the same. They kind of left mainstream record label
yeah,
and they're doing it all themselves independently as well.
definitely. Nah, I saw that. They made their own record label, didn't they?
Yeah,
But yeah, this EP is just like a ball of energy, and it kind of sums up me as a person, and it's kind of takes you on a journey from high through low and back up, and kind of talks about as a whole. I can't really. I've got it written down, but on the top of my head, this EP is kind of transformation from me going from this school kid naive to kind of learning, getting into the true world, and like kind of learning these hard truths on the world, but it's also a call out to any young person who's got a dream that you can make it happen and you can do it. And you're gonna get told and you're gonna get in this media and you're gonna get pumped in school, all this fake shit, I believe. Uh,
mhm.
that they're gonna limit you to what you can actually do. But honestly, anything is possible. And it sounds so cheesy, but it actually is. Because if you got
But
your mind to
it's
it,
not. I mean, if anybody just looks at you and listens to this podcast and sees what you've done basically in a couple of years, the achievements already, man,
yeah,
it's massive, and anybody can do it. I've had a couple of young bands on. I had the Florentines on not that long ago,
yeah,
and had Revivalry again,
yeah.
man. Just these young boys, I think at that age as well, you get the confidence to just go and try new things, and
But
so
yeah, like nah, sorry, but yeah, the EP as a whole is just yeah, like call out saying like in this future you can do your thing. You just got to put your mind to it and work hard and like saying bucket list. Like I talk about doing the craziest stuff, but that is possible. So yeah, it's kind of like I want to talk. I want to be a voice for the youth, for this generation. So yeah.
brilliant. That's a brilliant statement. That.
Yeah.
So obviously after festival season, is there anything else coming up? Are you able to announce anything? Are
So
you
I feel like
touring anything?
so I'm always making an 18-month plan for myself, but I've kind of been thinking about it recently. So it's like I've got loads of, even though I've got new music coming, uh, this EP coming in 10 days, I've got loads of tunes written and on the way that are getting demoed, which are even next level. So this is for the future, but just be ready for more touring. So that's like supports, more headline shows, more music, press, just me and just getting bigger. I'm building my fan base, and I feel like taking everything to a next level, where it's all getting serious for me now. As in like it's kind of like I'm developing, my name's kind of getting in the scene, but taking it to the next level. So yeah, and that's how it's going. And I'm kind of really focusing on my look and the socials to it, because that is a big thing about it. And as a musician, I'm building my business. I'm taking my merch up to the next level,
Mm-hmm.
clothing brand type thing, and writing loads of new music and building communities and selling out more shows. So onwards and upwards.
Yeah, so, sounds like busy times, and I'll be keeping my eye on you,
Definitely.
and looking forward to Glastonbury 2027.
Yeah, that's the year
Yeah.
2027. I've got it pinned.
So the last part of the podcast,
Yeah,
obviously,
I'm
I've
ready.
mentioned at the start. Third time for heroes. I asked my guest to pick 4 heroes to come for dinner.
Okay.
Why are they your heroes, and what would you cook for them as well? They can be dead or alive. They can be from whatever walk of life you want. They can be musicians, sports, TV, whatever.
Oof. Right, this is like really like okay, so this you got me on the spot, and I probably could have chose better, but on the top of my head right now, definitely Bob Marley.
Mm-hmm.
Traveling around India and Asia and Thailand, there was so many Bob Marley influences everywhere you go. Like this island I went to was full of like Rastafaris and all them, and they all love Bob Marley, and you'd see him like playing so much music and that. But I love Bob Marley. I love listen to stuff. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Uh, Paul McCartney, probably, just
Right.
because of that book of Beatles I got when I was younger. Every song, and it'd be just, it was him and Johnny wrote all the songs, wasn't it? But you'd have that. I'm stuck here now. Am I going more music or? Because obviously I could pick someone like Sam Fender, but I'll meet him one day. So you got to pick someone you. Uh, Footballer wise, I always loved Sergio Aguero from Man City.
Right.
We've got a good trio now. Oh, I'm stuck. Who am I picking? Who am I picking? You've got
It's
me on a
tough, isn't it? Sometimes a guest will come in and ask me what are my heroes, and it freaks me out because I've never thought about it. I'm always asking other people, but I've never thought about it myself.
yeah. Uh, Honestly, who's a rapper that I like? I probably could have chose better, but Mac Miller, he passed away a couple of years ago, and I think
Mhm.
his music and his lyricism and his art is amazing. And I'd love to meet him and talk to him. I probably could have picked some more iconic people, but still, I think that's a good thing, and I'm learning off that. And what I'd cook them, my meal, yeah, is I can cook a mean steak, a nice
Right.
steak, homemade potatoes, but the ones in the oven they'll be like glazed and like you know what I mean. A nice salad, and I'll have a couple of bevies, and yeah, scramble. It's one of them. But I've actually been thinking about doing a cooking channel linked with my music, so getting guests on to come to my house and like we can set up like cameras and whilst we're cooking, answer questions and like do music. So I've got a couple of musicians in mind to invite around. I think that would be a good channel to do. Linking with my
Brilliant. Where are you going to do this on YouTube or something?
I think I'd do it on YouTube and then get clips for Instagram and TikTok and stuff because I think that would blow up and nobody's doing that. No musician in the scene does it. So I think that'd be a good idea.
It's kind of it's kind of get that crossover with like Sunday brunch, which
Yeah,
I'm always kind of joking that they are like my biggest rivals. Like sometimes I'll get a guest on before they're on Sunday brunch, man. So like yourself, like I hope you've not been on Sunday brunch, and
uh,
I've got you first. But
yeah,
like they got the snuts before me, and they had a band recently, a Newcastle band, the Pale White, and they were on Sunday brunch on the Sunday, and then they were on my podcast 2 days later. So
yeah.
they're like my biggest rivals.
Right. I've not heard of them Sunday brunch. I'll have a look. Yeah.
Sunday brunch on Channel 4. It's
Right.
on a Sunday, surprisingly.
Oh, right. Okay.
10 o'clock in the morning or something. It's quite chilled out. They'll get like 4 or 5 guests on and they'll do a bit of cooking, that, and chatting. It's quite a It seems to be the biggest thing for they took away Soccer AM.
Yeah, definitely.
But an absolute pleasure having you on today, Alex.
Honestly, man, I hope we covered everything, and I think we did.
Yeah, man. I mean,
But like for everyone
it's
younger
been
than
a
I,
busy couple of years, but I think we touched on everything.
we covered the last 2.5 years really well. And to anyone new, yeah, my name's Alex Spencer, and big things on the way. Check me out. But yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, go and listen to the album. Where do we go from here? At June the 13th.
June the 13th, and yeah, you're in for a treat when you listen to it. So enjoy.
Brilliant. Thank you
Nice
very
one.
much for taking the time, mate.
No worries, man. Nice to speak to you. Nice to meet you, and I'm sure we'll cross paths another time. Where do you live?
I'm just outside of Glasgow, so that's where I go to all my gigs.
Yeah, right. So if I'm ever back in Glasgow, come and see us. Or if you're
Yes,
like,
certainly, mate.
yeah,
Certainly.
yeah, nice one, man.
I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Time for Heroes podcast. If you would like to get in touch, the best way is on the Facebook page, Time for Heroes podcast, or on Instagram at Time for Heroes podcast, or Twitter at Time for Heroes P1, or drop me an email at timeforheroespod@gmail.com. You'll find Time for Heroes on all podcast platforms, including Spotify, Apple, Google, and Amazon. Please leave a review where you can, share with others, and more importantly, enjoy.